homicide investigation involving two Cleveland County deputies. Earlier today, the sheriff confirmed Deputy Jordan Cannon was killed and her husband, Deputy Vaughn Cannon, was arrested. Let's listen in.
This heinous act not only robs us of a dedicated and courageous public servant, but also shakes the foundation of the community in which he served. This tragedy has come as a shock to all of us. We are actively trying to mend and repair this void that is left at the sheriff's office and in our community. The Oklahoma City Police Department responded to a scene of a domestic disturbance and possible shooting this morning. When Oklahoma City officers arrived, they found Deputy Cannon dead from an apparent gunshot wound. This investigation is still underway by the Oklahoma City Police Department. Deputy Cannon began her career in the Sheriff's Office on June 7th, 2021 as a school resource officer. She then moved to the Patrol Division where she currently served. In addition to her patrol duties, Deputy Cannon was a crisis intervention team member, and she was also a member of our Cleveland County Honor Guard, where she, one of the things she did on that was to honor other fallen officers and deputies. Jordan was a ray of sunshine. She had a smile that could light up a room. She loved law enforcement and had a heart for serving the community. She was close to many of her coworkers and the citizens of our community, and her loss will be felt for a very, very long time. We call on our community to come together and support one another, to honor her memory of this fallen hero, and to foster a culture of respect, understanding, and cooperation, and may she never be forgotten. I will take questions.
How long was Deputy Vaughn Cannon serving for you all?
He was hired March 29th, 1920, I'm sorry. He was hired March 29th, 2021, and his employment with the Sheriff's Office was terminated today.
And how did he serve? What did he do?
He was also a patrol deputy.
Has the Sheriff's Office had issues with him prior to this morning?
Obviously nothing like this. You know, I did not review his personnel file prior to coming, but I know that there's anything that's in there is minor compared to this. But no, there wasn't anything that would lead me to believe that this would have occurred.
There's losses in both of your departments. How are you all feeling? Can you describe that emotion to us?
We're shaken to our core. You know, we got a lot of emotions going on. Obviously, we're saddened. We're confused. We're hurt. You know, I'll be honest, most of all, I'm pissed off. I'm mad at him for taking her life. You know, I think we all go through all the stages of grief, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm mourning her loss, and I'm mad at him.
I know this is fresh, but she honored fallen deputies. How do you think you're going to honor her?
Well, you know, obviously we're going to give her the full respect she deserves from our agency and I'm sure others. I think the best way we can honor her is not to let her death be in vain, and to remember that domestic violence crosses all professions, socioeconomic lines, gender, races. It's something that we all have to be aware of, and I think that if anything positive can come from this tragedy, it would be that, is more of an awareness of domestic violence and encouraging those that are going through it that there are resources, there are ways that we can help, and we're here to do that.
What do y'all currently do with law enforcement? Domestic violence situations, do y'all have lessons, or do you teach them? Like, is there, you know, a person comes in and teaches about domestic violence, because it's pretty serious in law enforcement?
Sure.
Domestic violence issues are.
You know, all of our deputies are trained in handling domestics, and you know, we have tools that are available to us, such as the lethality assessment. We have a wonderful Women's Resource Center here in Cleveland County that serves our citizens. And not only, you know, we try to get them to early intervention. So we're not waiting until the domestic violence has already occurred, but trying to get to those individuals early on and let them know that there is help out there and resources for them.
Has the sheriff's office been aware of any domestic disputes between the couple prior to today?
I, as sheriff, have not been made aware of any, and I don't know.
Will any policy or training changes come out of this tragedy?
You know, obviously, we're always going to look at things to see if things like this can be prevented. But ultimately, you know, we're dealing with human beings, and this is a tragedy, and we're just right now trying to deal with our own suffering and emotions as we work through this.
And how's her family? Do you have or does she have family or friends, like family that live nearby or anything?
She does. So her father is a retired Oklahoma City police officer and the former undersheriff of Grady County. I know that I have not been in contact with him personally, but I intend to. You know, Jordan has a 17-year-old biological son who is obviously devastated and affected by this, and as well as two stepchildren from the marriage as well. So, you know, they're grieving, and I would ask that, you know, you allow them to have their time and get through this and deal with their tragedy as well. Any other questions? All right. Thank you all so much for taking the time, and if you have any further questions, please refer them to our email address for you guys. And again, thank you. Appreciate it.
We are hearing from Cleveland County Sheriff Chris Amison addressing tragedy within his department. Deputy Jordan Cannon found shot and killed in her home near Southwest 29th and Brookstone Lake. As he said, allegedly at the hand of another Cleveland County deputy, Vaughn Cannon. So as you can imagine, this is a very difficult situation for the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office today as they work to understand what occurred in this domestic situation. We heard from Oklahoma City Police earlier today as to the investigation of this homicide. They were called to the scene for a domestic disturbance of some sort. It involved a possible shooting call. When they arrived, they found Jordan Cannon had been shot and killed. Vaughn Cannon was arrested. He is being held in the Canadian County Jail on a murder complaint. And as you heard from the Cleveland County Sheriff Chris Amison, he said he is saddened, he is grieving, but he is also very upset at his other deputy who allegedly took the life of his wife, Deputy Jordan Cannon. Now, we heard questions from reporters there asking if there was any sort of warning sign ahead of this incident, and the sheriff stated to his knowledge there was no history of domestic disputes, at least not any that he had been made aware of. So obviously this is an ongoing situation. We have our Tevis Hillis there for that press conference speaking with the sheriff. We're going to have much more from her coming up at 4 o'clock, as well as on the News 9 app and the News 9 website. For now, we'll return you to